we will see how it works.
See how it goes.
Of course, I picked like the sunniest. We have the sunniest shooting spot.
Of course.
Oh, see, yeah, so I think it's working now.
Okay. That's good.
So we were streaming before for like almost 10 minutes, and I'm pretty sure I left it on private or unlisted. So I was like wondering why no one was showing up. So I think it's working now. We got 1 or 2 people, so pretty cool. You see, look, the sun went in a little bit, and the video looks so much better.
So much better.
Yeah.
I can't help you there. I'm not going to complain about
the sun's just too powerful for this little camera. So I'm using like this little webcam. So it probably doesn't have the best audio, and hopefully it's not like freaking out on the focusing all the time. I have it kind of set to like focus all in a way, because previous streams I had it focusing, like try to be more exact on its focusing, and it was all over the place. It was constantly fluctuating in and out on its focus. So hopefully this this solves that problem. We will see. Does anybody have any questions or anything they want to talk about? Whoop. A little close on that one. All right, I'm going to head down to the target, grab some arrows, and I'll be right back. this sign wasn't the best idea. All right, made it back. So if you're wondering, this is just like a test run. My intention is we're going to be doing these every single day, and I'm going to develop it. It's pretty much going to be a daily show, and then yeah, we'll see where it goes from there. Of course, since this is outside and it's highly based on the weather, as you can see with how much the sun itself is just playing with this video, because now it doesn't look too bad. But just a couple minutes ago, the sun was like fully out and not behind a cloud, and it was really just like blowing out all the colors on this screen. So it's going to be a bit of a challenge, but I think it's going to be really fun for archers and new archers and people that may become archers from all over the world. So basically, the idea is that I'm just going to be shooting. This is this time of day I usually practice shooting. So I'm going to be practicing, and we're going to have conversations. Looks like, yeah, somebody actually left a question, so we'll actually answer that. I'll be answering questions. I'll be just talking to you guys about things that are going on in archery, things I'm working on. Pretty much anything archery related is welcome here, and we'll discuss it, and I'll try to discuss it to the best of my ability. I got my phone handy, so I can always Google things if you guys want to send. I don't know if you can send links on this or whatever, but if you want me to look up something, we can check it out and we can talk about it, through this live stream and stuff like that. Timing wise, I'll probably try to do it about this same time every single week. Every single day. It'll just depend, of course, on the weather, and then if something comes up where it just won't happen. I'm not sure how I would work on notifying people of that, but I guess if you're interested in watching, just tune in somewhere around like 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. Let's see what the question is. All right, so no, I have not used the Easton FMJ. Pretty sure that's more of a compound arrow. I'd actually have to look that up because I know of them, but I have not actually read much about them. I don't know. For like crosswinds and stuff, I feel like the X10 is the best I've experienced so far. I haven't shot the Carbon Express Nanos, but a lot of people seem to be big fans of them. Of course, like if you can't afford, arrows this expensive, then definitely you can definitely do great things and have a really great time shooting with way more affordable arrows. But I'll have to look up the Easton FMJ arrows and see what they're all about. See. And we have a second question, so we'll check that out in a minute as well.
The FMJs are full metal jacket arrows.
Mm-hmm. It's going pretty good. Let's see. All right, so which ones do I like better? The MKs with the Exo Doinkers, or these aren't the Onyx. These are the Shrewd Revell. Same company, two different ones. The Onyx stabilizers by Shrewd actually seem really interesting because they actually have internal dampening in the stabilizer. Like they're a thicker stabilizer, but it's pretty neat that they put dampeners all the way through the length of the stabilizer, so you don't really need like exo doinkers on the outside. You can just put your weights. But it was a tough one between the Revell here and the MKXR. But I really do like the Revell better. I just felt like I could do more with it, and then it works so well with the because I have the Shrewd extension here with the shelf, and I liked how all of that worked together. I did try the stabilizer setup with just the Shrewd extension with the shelf, and then the MK stabilizer, but I don't know. It just wasn't quite doing it for me. It's on my backup bow. If anybody is curious, I don't have my backup bow with me. It's actually not even together. But I am still using that stabilizer, and I think it does a good job. If you don't have a carbon extension, you definitely want dampeners on the MKXR. Is it XR? Yeah, you definitely want the dampeners on the MK stabilizer. This one, you would also want dampeners on it, but since it's designed so well, for using like exo doinkers or just the regular doinkers, it was very easy, very easy to do. Where the the MK ones, because of how the weights are set up, it's harder to get like the doinkers and stuff to work because of the change in thread size. So I hope that made sense. That wasn't quite in order, but basically, I'm using the Shrewd one. I feel like it's working a lot better for me. I like how it works with their their extension with the shelf, so that my V bars don't move back and forth quite so much. I felt like it was quieter than the MK, and then I just like how easy everything's kind of just integrated with how easy the weights screw into each other, and then they fit perfectly into the doinker here, and then that fits quite well into the rest of the sidebar and the front rod. And I wasn't getting that with the MK ones. Like, they're definitely good, but the thread stuff was a pain, where it was going from a smaller size threading up to a bigger size threading, and so then you had to get like conversion ones where it goes from a big to a small thread size. It was just, I don't know, it seemed like a lot of hassle, and at the end it still wasn't as quiet as this. My bow wasn't as quiet with the MK stabilizer as it was or is with the Shrewd ones. So there we go. That was a lot more put together than the first round. So how's everybody else's practice going? Practice going pretty well for you guys? Of course, I had a day off yesterday, so I shoot 6 days a week. So I took yesterday off. But I was like, you know what? It's such a nice day out. We're going to try this live stream thing. So sometimes I'm a little rough on the first day back. But I don't know. I think this is a good experience overall. The main things I'm working on are my bow arm. I need to like set it in one place, leave it there, and then just really continuing with my release back. And it's been a process. But when I do both of those correctly, I make some really good shots. Especially if you followed my Instagram and stuff like that. I've had some really good ends the last couple of weeks, and a lot of really good back-to-back ends. But like everything, you can get your ups and downs. So I'm still working on it. I think it's coming around though. All right, time to pick up some arrows because I am out of them. All right, so I took a look at the Easton FMJs as I was walking down to the Target. Yeah, the price for them is really nice. They are listing them though as a hunting arrow, and that's what I thought they were, or at least compound related. But the only other thing that came to mind or that stuck out right away was the straightness. 0.003. I believe Easton X10s are 0.001. Now, of course, these are like a third or a quarter of the. You're probably like a quarter of the price. So then again, if you're just looking to get a set of like hardy outdoor arrows, then these could be it could be a good option. I don't know. You may want to go for like an ACC instead because they are more. They're more directed towards target archers, especially recurve. Oh, and compound. There's compounders that'll use ACCs, but like yeah, this is not a. It doesn't seem like a bad arrow if you're learning to shoot a longer distance and you don't want to lose. You definitely don't want to shoot X10s if you're a new shooter, especially outdoors. You're going to lose a whole bunch of them, and that's really expensive. So yeah, I could see the full metal jacket arrow being an option for for purchasing if you want to try outdoors. You put one into the target and it breaks into the wood or something, and it breaks, or you lose it in the grass and you can't find it. Then it's not such a big deal because they're pretty affordable. At least compared to other arrows. Other than that, I don't know if the knocks are the knocks are probably pretty interchangeable. It's got a hunter knock, at least that's what it looks like from here. Other than that, the field points are a little different, screw in instead of glue in, but you could make that work. But yeah, I don't know. It's definitely an option. It's not something that if I were to buy a cheaper set of arrows again, I wouldn't pick up these. I would definitely buy like ACCs or I don't know, probably not ACs because they're still fairly expensive. They're a good arrow too. I have not shot them, but I know a lot of people that do like them. But I don't know, like ACCs worked great. But that is just my take on it. So I'm sure other people that have actually had hands-on experience with the Full Metal Jacket arrow from Easton will probably have a better answer for you. But I hope that was helpful. Oh, I got a whole bunch of questions. Oh, there's an FMJ match. Now I have to Google this. I did not know about that. FMJ match. The high strength, full metal jacket carbon shaft for tournament compound and recurve archers. All right, 4mm diameter. Oh, okay. Okay, 0.001 is really good. Oh, it has stainless steel break-off points. Oh, it even takes pin knocks. Okay, huh? Well then, since I'm now on the right track with the FMJ match, they are actually very interesting, and I'm trying to find a price now because now I am curious. because yeah, that's a very straight arrow that should match the X10, and then the fact that you have glue-in points, which is good, and the ability to put on like pin knocks and such, and just it looks like it has a fairly good variety of knock options. That's very nice to see. Let's see. Oh, okay. They're coming up for like $230 a dozen. All right, that's not too bad price wise. That's actually probably a better option than ACC's. So thank you for bringing that up. I was not aware. See, this is what happens when you like when you start buying the more expensive products. You sometimes you miss out on really cool developments on some of the like the mid-priced archery gear, and not that that gear is bad by any means. Like these seem like pretty good arrows for what you're getting, and you know they're not like really fat. They're pretty thin arrow. I think they said like, what did they say, 4 millimeters, and then the straightness is really good because the .003 for the regular FMJs is it's fine. For hunting and stuff, but it's definitely not. It's not something a target shooter really wants unless they're like learning to shoot long distance, or they're a new shooter and you're gonna break a lot of arrows and stuff. But for somebody that like knows what they're doing and just wants to do the sport pretty affordably, yeah, this is not a bad option at all. They have a few spine sizes. They got 5 spine sizes. But yeah, that's actually pretty cool. Thank you so much for bringing that up, because I did not realize that exists. Yeah, you can get them at Lancaster too. $232 for a dozen. All right. So you figure after you get like knocks and points and veins, you're looking at 50. You're still under $300 for a dozen arrows. It's not too bad. You can get 2 sets of them and be pretty much at the same price as buying a dozen X10s plus points, knocks, and veins, around there at least. Now, if you throw in tungsten points on the X10s, then you still got days of you got plenty of room. So yeah, pretty good value. Very interesting. It's going pretty well. Hey, this is what they make practice for. Nobody had to practice. Then this would be way too easy. It would take all the fun out of it. Hmm. You know, the one bonus with having a camera here now is I can like, I can move something and be like, oh, all right. We'll just look at the laptop screen down below here and see what's going on. So, does anybody like my take on some of the World Archery articles? You know, I like what they do, but you know, I feel like it's good to be able to, you know, take some of that and then you know, share my thoughts on it and just see like where like the archery community is at. I don't know. I felt like it was a fun way to like, you know, help share their content, you know, and what they're doing, because you know it's World Archery, and it's nice that they have you know, the access to all these top shooters and like, you know, what these top shooters are, you know, talking about and what's going on, you know, at the world stage. And then I thought it would be a fun idea to, you know, share, you know, my thoughts as, you know, a shooter from the United States. Oh, all right. Well, looks like we got at least one or two more comments. I'll check them out in just a second. Hmm. It's really funny how shooting works out sometimes. It's like, oh, that was a great, you know, bow arm. Good, you know, good job, Anthony. You held your bow arm, but your release wasn't that great. And it's like, wow, great release. What happened to your bow arm? Oh, good times. Got some good ones down there. Not the greatest group, but let's see what you guys have to say. Oh, all right. So you guys are talking about. So I have. So okay, we got the regular A bomb here. I don't know if I can take this apart. All right. So you got the regular A bomb, and then you guys were talking about two threads. So this one's with the big thread size, and then you can get a reducing thread that goes from the bigger. I don't know, is this a? I'm gonna get the size wrong. I don't think it's like an eighth. Anyway, from this thicker thread, you can get one that reduces down to the small. I think it's like the 16th size. You know, that is possible, but the way the MK weights are threaded, they have a built-in thread, or at least the parts of the weights do. So it's very tough. It's almost like if you want to add Joinker A bombs efficiently to the MK stabilizers, you add different weights than the MK weights, just based on how the threadings, you know, work for those type of weights. So the weights I have attached to this stabilizer, these and the this black one, and then the silver ones are the they're the Schroeder weights that came with this Revell stabilizer, and then these are the A-bombs that also came with the Revell stabilizer. I didn't have to add any of this on. It was just a matter of taking off and adding weights to the spots of the stabilizer I wanted. So that was kind of nice. I didn't have to purchase A-bombs or weights separately. It came with them. Hopefully that answers that question. I have A-bombs inside my house somewhere. I have to find them. I have the regular A-bombs, you know, this one, as you can see here, and then I have the Exo Doinkers, the ones with the hard shell. The Exo Doinkers, I think, start off at a smaller thread size, and then you actually need to go from small to large, where the regular A-bombs always start off at a thicker thread size, and you have to go from thicker or larger to smaller thread size. I don't think they make ones that are just like small thread all the way through. I could be wrong though, but all the stabilizers I've ever owned are always thicker thread size. So I don't know. I don't know if there's really a market for like the small thread size besides a couple of these smaller brands like the MK stabilizer. All right, I'm gonna head down and pick up some arrows, and I'll be back. I'm not sure if it needs a roof or I just need to make a different sign. Basically, it's supposed to be telling people that I'll be back after, I'm collecting arrows, and then just, follow me on Instagram if you want, or check out the Shoreshot Archery forum. But yeah, I guess I'll have to go to the next plan on that one. I didn't realize the sun and this camera were going to make it look so bad. I guess unless we have a cloudy day, I guess if the clouds come out, then you could probably read it fine. But with clouds usually comes rain, and then we can't have a live stream because this setup's not waterproof. Ooh, this is a fun question. Let me read the whole thing and memorize it real quick. Actually, there's a lot here, so I'm just gonna read it from the laptop for you guys. Which one is better as a competition archer? So multi-format archer that can shoot many types of competitions completely, or focus on a single format and be able to win regularly. Ooh. That's an interesting one. Okay, so from my experience, I really only shot this type of format, Olympic recurve. As a kid, I did some bare bow stuff, but I also had no clue whatsoever what I was doing. I was actually at one point when I was actually shooting a right-handed bow left-handed at one point because I honestly did not know any better, and that was before I ever had a coach. All I got was a bow for Christmas, and we bought some arrows from Walmart. And when you're like, I don't know, like 11 or 12, somewhere around 12, 13, so somewhere around there. Anyway, that late of the very early teenager, or like little sixth grader. That was just like a blast to start with. So for me, from my experience, I would say sticking with one format. But after watching what some of these other like international shooters are doing, like say Brady, or I think there was just a post about Mikey, Mr. Perfect, the compound shooter. He was shooting a tournament, shooting a recurve bow. I know I've watched clips of Chef and some of the guys over there shooting bare bows at the I guess they have a national training center over in the Netherlands. And then who else has been trying other formats? John Demmer the third, he's a bare bow shooter. I know he was trying Olympic recurve for the 2016 Olympics. But I feel like if you have the capability or the probably more of the interest to try other like disciplines in archery, or other formats, like even as an Olympic recurve shooter, like maybe trying field with my Olympic recurve could be an advantage. And if you could do all of them well, maybe it will help benefit you. It'll probably help benefit you overall as an archer, because you'll be so well-rounded. I know I have some friends that went from recurve to compound, and they have suggested to me that recurvers, at least not, I don't know, they're really generic with it, but they basically said recurvers kind of understand like back tension and things like that. But if you go from shooting a recurve bow to a compound and then back to a recurve, you will realize that you now have a lot better control of your back and just back tension because you shot compound. And then I know some compounders that went to recurve wise, like I need a stronger core and shoulders, and the position of my body. It mattered in compound, but it seems to matter even more with Olympic recurve. So I guess the best answer would be if you can do other formats and you're interested in them, because you have to have an interest. Then I think it will benefit your overall archery as a whole. So yeah, I don't know. That's the best answer that I could think of from my experience for that question. It would be interesting to see, you know, or hear what like other people would think about, you know, what their answers would be. We might have to give that a try at some point. But yeah, thank you for asking that. That was really that got me thinking a bit. I wasn't expecting such a solid question like that. Thanks, guys. That was better. All right, that was another end down. Gonna go and pick up some arrows now. Hello, Adam. Oh, we've been going almost an hour. So basically, on days that I don't work, because I work pretty much like a night shift, I usually shoot at least three times a day, like morning, after lunch, and then I usually shoot again right before dinner time. So pretty much every day we have a nice day. I will be trying to do a live stream, and it'll be in my middle shooting, my right after lunch shooting, and we're just gonna chat about things, archery related, or whatever's going on. And basically, the background of it is just going to be me practicing at my home range here. So if anybody's got anything interesting they want to talk about, or ideas, or just questions for me, or just questions in general uh, related to archery, or some at least somewhat related to archery, then yeah, just leave them down below, and I will get to them as I notice they're there. Uh, Other than that, yeah, this is something new. I'm trying out, seeing how everybody likes it, and I think it'll be fun. You guys are probably going to get a kick later in the season as the bugs come out. It gets to be quite an adventure. It's pretty nice this time of year. It's actually kind of chilly today. Actually, I have pants on, which is pretty odd for this time of year. But generally, it's shorts weather here. But we get crazy, some crazy big bugs that try to eat you uh, down where I live. So that it's an added bonus to shooting, because trying to put all your arrows in the center wasn't a challenge enough. Trying to put your arrows in the center while simultaneously being eaten alive, it adds a new element to archery. And yeah, there's probably going to be some really great clips of me like suffering a little bit as like this dime size bug is like trying to you know eat my arm or something. You know what's funny? You know, the one time I feel like when I notice when I'm making progress when my harder days, because not every day of shooting is like gonna be like the best ever. You would like it to be. I would like it to be, but it's funny that the days where it's a little a little difficult, something's not lining up correct. When they're not going as bad as they have in the past, it's like, oh, I'm making some progress here. Today's a little bit of a struggle, but you know what? It's going a lot better than some of the days I've had in the past. So it's like, we're we're making progress. So that's it's a little bit of one of those days. We're still shooting arrows though. That was bad, Anthony. Ugh. Uh, um, I'll probably take a break after this last arrow here. I think that'll be good. Yeah, that'll probably be good for this set, and then I'll see you guys tomorrow because that wasn't that great of a shot, and I don't like doing too many of those because that's not helpful for me trying to improve my form. So yeah, we're gonna finish it up with this one. Okay, that was redeeming. That was a lot better than the last one. Okay, so that was a nice finishing shot for that end. It's been really great talking with everybody and seeing all your comments. We've been pretty consistent. I think we've had like 6 people or so, 5 or 6 people consistently most of this time. So thank you everybody for watching. Tune in tomorrow as long as it's not going to rain. I'll keep my fingers crossed that it's not going to rain. We'll be doing this again at about 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. So I don't know what it is, where you guys live, but yeah. So just convert that over, right on the East Coast. So 12:30, right around there. I might be a little early. I might be a little late. I got to set all this stuff up. And yeah, thank you for watching. And as always, happy shooting.